నేను పీడిఎఫ్ లేవేంటివి పీడిఎఫ్లో ఉన్నాయా రైట్ ఓకే రైట్ డెస్క్టాప్ ఓకేనా ఓకే కదా okay today we'll complete unit 5 okay we left over one xenon diode okay today we'll complete first xenon diode then we go for unit 5 called as basic electronics engineering basic electronics engineering in basic electronic engineering we call it as unit 1 already we have completed PN junction diode formation of PN junction diode all those things we have completed last session is it clear now we need to complete the xenon diode VA characteristic of xenon diode VA characteristic of xenon diode the question is explain the VA characteristic of xenon diode okay for 7 marks question or maybe 10 marks question explain the VI voltage current characteristic of xenon diode right right so the xenon diode first what is a xenon diode where we use this xenon diode always xenon diode is applied in the reverse bias is applied in the reverse bias for example if you take a normal diode called PN junction diode normal diode or a PN junction diode it cannot be applied in the reverse bias it cannot be applied in the reverse bias this is the disadvantage of PN junction diode this is the disadvantage of PN junction diode for PN junction diode we apply forward bias and reverse bias we apply forward bias and reverse bias but in the reverse bias we cannot utilize the diode it is open circuit current is 0 if we apply a reverse bias to the normal diode called PN junction diode what will happen if we apply reverse bias it becomes open circuit current is 0 we cannot utilize the diode in the reverse bias we cannot utilize the diode in the reverse bias now I want to change the construction of the PN junction diode now I want to change the construction of the PN diode I want to make a doping levels more doping levels N type and P type heavily doped we call it as a I want to change the construction of normal diode or PN junction diode construction change చేసేస్తున్నా నేను ఎందుకు I cannot apply in the reverse bias I cannot apply in the అందుకని what I am doing I am changing the construction of the PN junction diode దాని construction change చేస్తున్నా ఎలా చేస్తున్నా heavily doped extra amount యాడ్ చేస్తున్నా extra amount is added to N type and P type to become strong it can be applied in the reverse bias also it can be applied in the reverse bias అంటే reverse bias లో అప్లై చేసి అది యూజ్ చేసుకుంటా reverse bias లో అప్లై చేసుకొని నేను యూజ్ చేసుకుంటా ఇంతకుముందు I cannot apply if you apply also what is current 0 it is open circuit I cannot use the PN junction diode now I want to apply the reverse bias also utilize the diode మనం యూజ్ చేసుకోవాలి we want to use the diode clear all of you hello ఏం చేస్తున్నా నార్మల్ డయోడ్ కి what I am doing for normal diode ఏం చేయాలి can we apply the reverse bias if you apply reverse bias what will happen it becomes open current is 0 I cannot use the diode does not conduct Diode does not bias. I want to apply the reverse bias also. Use the diode. Use the reverse bias. Okay, now? Now apply the reverse bias. Apply reverse bias. What are we doing? Take it time. Doping levels increase చేయాలి. Construction change చేస్తున్నా. Called doping. Doping process ni heavy చేస్తున్నా. Heavily doped. So that it becomes strong. It becomes strong. Now it is not PN junction diode. Give the name called Zener diode. ఇప్పుడు ఆ పేరు ఇవ్వకూడదు. ఎప్పుడైతే హెవీలీ డోప్డ్ చేస్తున్నానో దిస్ ఇస్ నార్మల్ డయోడ్. హెవీలీ డోప్డ్ చేస్తున్నా. The name change. What is the name change? Zener diode. This is PN junction diode. I cannot apply the reverse bias. I cannot apply the reverse bias. What I have to do? Doping process. Add some more electrons or holes to this one. Or add some electrons or holes to this one. Called doping process.
Hello, 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 hello.